afternoon. Today is Monday, September 2nd.
Now over to some more announcements.
Good afternoon, CVHS. Today's weather is looking like a high of 76 and a low of 53, and it's going to be sunny. Tomorrow's looking like a high of 78 and a low of 55, and it's also going to be sunny. Keep on the sunny side, Bucks.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun.
With all the bickering and polarization in Washington, you might be surprised to hear there's actually bipartisan legislation crawling its way through these halls of Congress.
Veterans have always been my top priority in the United States Congress.
That's Republican Florida Representative Gus Bilirakis, who is sponsoring a bill that's trying to fix the so-called wounded veterans tax.
These are true American heroes, and we're cheating them out and not getting their full benefit.
He's talking about people like Army Staff Sergeant Dan Nevins. He was deployed to Iraq in 2004 as a squad leader when an improvised explosive device detonated beneath his vehicle.
I remember everything about that day. Fortunately or unfortunately.
The blast killed his platoon sergeant and took both of Nevin's legs. After a painful and lengthy recovery, which included 36 surgeries and an 18-month stay at Walter Reed Hospital, Nevin started to live life again, even picking up new skills, like becoming a certified yoga instructor. When he was forced to retire from the military in 2006 because of his injuries, Nevins thought he'd be financially taken care of. But that wasn't the case.
It's a tragedy, really.
Nevins found out the hard way. Under current federal policy, some injured veterans who retire early, often not by choice, get $1 taken out of their retirement for every $1 they receive in disability pay.
I was told I could not receive both. You could either have your retirement or the VA.
We spoke to Nevins ahead of Memorial Day when he traveled to Washington to advocate for this bipartisan bill that would give all veterans their full retirement and disability pay. Democrat Richard Blumenthal is leading the effort in the Senate.
So they're essentially being penalized financially.
They're being penalized for being wounded.
The bill would impact about 50,000 veterans, currently losing out on $1,900 a month because of the policy.
Essentially, it's about simple justice and fairness.
But the legislation is costly.
We have to find an offset, and we're working on that as well.
A spokesman for the VA said the agency does not typically comment on pending legislation and vowed there will be no cuts to health care or benefits for veterans.
Attention all TSA students or any students interested in joining TSA this year. Our first meeting will be tomorrow, September 3rd, right after school in room 156. We will be electing this year's officers and discussing other opening of year information.
Applications are now available for the 2025-2026 Power Club. POWER stands for People Welcoming and Empowering Race. It is a student club that celebrates diversity in our CV community. If you are interested in joining the POWER, please scan the QR code and fill out the application.
LA applications are now available on your Class of Schoology page. The application deadline is September 5th. If you are interested in joining WLA, please complete the application form. Now to a video about Labor Day.
The Industrial Revolution modernized the United States and Canada during the 19th century. As people enjoyed steady employment, they compromised their rights in the workplace. Longer work hours and pay cuts were imposed. U.S. labor groups began protecting themselves by unionizing. In Canada, unions were illegal until 1872, when thousands of Ottawa laborers marched to Prime Minister John Macdonald's home. That year, Canada wiped the anti-union law from its books, and the march became an annual Canadian tradition. In 1882, Toronto labor officials invited an American union leader, Peter J. Maguire, to Toronto's labor celebrations. Maguire was so impressed that he suggested a workers' parade to New York City's Central Labor Union. He chose September 5th as the date because it filled the long void between July 4th and Thanksgiving. Coincidentally, that same year, a machinist from Paterson, New Jersey, Matthew Maguire, also proposed a laborers' celebration. On Tuesday, September 5th, 1882, thousands of New York City laborers marched from City Hall to Union Square. They gathered in Reservoir Park for an afternoon of picnics, concerts, and speeches rallying for an 8-hour workday. 2 years later, the Central Labor Union moved the parade to the first Monday in September. They also encouraged all U.S. cities to follow New York's lead and March for the working man's holiday. For many, the choice was to either spend the day at work or march without pay. That began to change when Oregon became the first state to legalize the Labor Day holiday in 1887. Other states, including New York, soon followed. It took a political disaster to put Labor Day on the national calendar. In 1894, railway workers in Pullman, Illinois went on strike to protest wage cuts. President Grover Cleveland faced pressure to end the demonstrations and sent 12,000 federal troops to break the strike. Violence erupted. 2 strikers were killed, and Cleveland's harsh methods made headlines. In an attempt to appease the nation's workers, he signed a bill to make Labor Day a federal holiday. Today, workers still parade through blue-collar neighborhoods on Labor Day, and speeches unite the ever-dwindling labor force. But the day's true call has quieted. For now, most Americans leisurely enjoy the holiday as summer's last bow.
Attention College Brown juniors or 10th graders advanced in math. The PSAT test will be held on Saturday, October 11th at CV. This is your chance to take a practice SAT before you take them in the spring. It is not required to take the PSAT, but the test will give you the experience and a predictor score. This test is only offered once a year. If you would like to take the test, please bring a $25 check payable to CV to the counseling office by September 16th to register. See Ms. Stauffer in the counseling office if you have any questions.
The fitness center is now open every day after school from 2:40 p.m. to 10:40 p.m. Nope, that's wrong time. It's from 4:10 p.m. Yeah, oops.
Read the thing.
Just redo it. Just redo it? Yeah. The fitness center is now open every day after school from 2:40 p.m. to 4:10 p.m. All 9th graders must pass 9th grade PE and the weight training certification test before being approved to use it. 10th, 11th, and 12th graders must come with an approved workout, or one can be provided for you. If you have any questions, please see Mr. Hartlub, Mr. Sapinski, Mr. Vaughn, and Mrs. Ream, or Mrs. Paul. Now over to sports.
Driving I pull in the garage, one in the hit. I'm on hydrogen, nigga, I'm full of balls in that rig. I'm a camouflage, I'm in love with the brick. I don't ordinary, no type of.
On Friday, varsity girls soccer defeated Lebanon 9-0, and on Saturday, varsity football defeated McCaskey 35-6. Well done, Bucks. Sports for today are varsity boys golf is playing versus Solenko at 12:30. Varsity girls tennis is away at Penn Manor at 4. JV and varsity boys soccer is away at Hempfield, both starting at the same time at 4. Varsity girls and boys cross country are away at McCaskey. Girls at 4:45, boys at 5:15. Varsity and JV girls field hockey is home against Hempfield. Varsity at 4 and JV at 5:30. JV and varsity girls soccer are away at Elizabethtown. JV at 5:30, varsity at 7. JV and varsity volleyball are away at Hempfield. JV at 6 and varsity at 7. It's a busy day, so good luck, Bucks. Now versus some boys soccer highlights from the game against Warwick.
announcements we have for you today.
On behalf of WCVHS, this is
Jamie,
alongside Charlotte.
have a terrific Tuesday.